And so today's top 5, and this is a top 5 list as always that nobody asked for, is Jeff Jones's top 5 conspiracy theories that are just kind of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Do you have any honorable mentions?
I don't have any honorable mentions. We're just going to get right into the top 5.
Great. I bet there's a conspiracy theory as to why there's no honorable mentions here, but let's go right to number 5 for you.
Okay, so number 5, Josh, this is a real thing. There's no Finland.
Makes sense. Sure.
Yeah, Finland just doesn't exist. Not metaphorically, literally. The theory says Finland was invented by Japan and the Soviet Union as a fake country so they could secretly control fishing rights in the Baltic Sea. And according to believers, Finland is actually just open ocean, and the people who say they're Finnish are either Swedish or Russian and in on it. It's so confidently absurd that you almost start looking at a map thinking, wait, do I know anyone who's from Finland? Because I don't, Josh.
That's great.
I
I've
know,
never heard of
right?
that one. Okay, number 4.
So number 4 is the hollow earth theory. The idea that the planet isn't solid, but it's basically a shell with an advanced civilization living inside. Some versions of this say that there are entrances at the North and South Poles. Some say that Nazis escaped there after World War II. Others say UFOs aren't coming from space, but they're coming from inside the Earth. It's like Jules Verne fan fiction that refuses to die, and honestly, it's kind of delightful. I'm into this hollow Earth. That's a good imaginative world to go into. So
Sure.
The hollow Earth theory.
Number 3.
Okay, number 3 is the Wednesday glitch theory. Okay.
Okay.
The Wednesday glitch theory is the idea that reality slightly destabilizes every Wednesday at 3:17 a.m. local time. That's when systems reset, markets recalibrate, satellites sync, and occasionally the timeline hiccups. People who wake up at that time report vivid dreams, weird deja vu, or noticing Mandela Effect stuff. I know it sounds ridiculous until you realize most server maintenance actually does happen midweek and at night.
Huh. Okay, it's when the matrix resets.
Pretty much.
Okay. All right, you're starting to get into my head here. So number 2, Jeff.
All right, this one's awesome. Number 2 is the Saturn Moon Matrix theory, which says we're basically in a cosmic prison. Saturn emits some kind of frequency, symbolized by that bizarre hexagon storm at its North Pole, which we have seen. That's where it started from. And the moon acts like a relay station, amplifying the signal to Earth. The black cube shows up in ancient symbolism, modern architecture, corporate logos, and supposedly it represents the system keeping us trapped in time and material reality. It's not so much a political conspiracy as like a metaphysical sort of paranoia. Somehow makes it even creepier. But we're all just projections coming from this black box emitted by Saturn.
With all those, I can't wait to hear what number 1 is.
Number 1, I know that you and I both love, and it's the Mandela Effect. But specifically that the Mandela Effect proves that we shifted timeline. Not that we misremember things, not faulty memory, we literally slid into a neighboring reality. That's why it's Berenstain, not Berenstein. That's why movie quotes feel slightly off. The theory says CERN, quantum experiments, cosmic events nudged us sideways. And most of us just didn't notice, except for those little glitches. And once you start spotting them, you can't stop. And you and I have had fun with the Mandela Effect. You and I call it the Howie Mandel Effect. And then when people correct us, we're like, that's what you think it's called. And that's its own Mandela Effect, which I absolutely love. Though that's it, Josh. That's the top 5 list of wacky, fun conspiracy theories that Jeff Jones loves.
The number 1 Mandela effect for me, for some reason, is that the Fruit of the Loom logo with all the fruit.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers is it having a cornucopia behind it, and it doesn't. It 100% fucking does. I can draw it from memory.
So can we all, Josh. As an added bonus, though, for you, Josh Jones, one of those conspiracy theories I made up.
Oh, this is awesome.
So can you tell me which of those conspiracy theories was made up by your brother? And I will go through them again for you real quick. There's no Finland. There's the hollow earth theory, the Wednesday glitch theory, Saturn and the Moon, and the Mandela Effect proves we shifted timelines. Which of those did your brother make up?
Okay, well, I know you didn't make up the Howie Mandel effect.
Right.
I have heard the Hollow Earth theory many times.
Yeah.
I desperately want the No Finland conspiracy theory to be a real conspiracy theory, so I'm not going to pick that one. In fact, I'm going to repeat that one over and over and over again. So we're down to the Wednesday glitch theory and the Saturn and the Moon. I'm going to say that you made up the Saturn and the Moon theory.
I wish I did. I made up the Wednesday glitch theory.
Oh, okay. I've narrowed it down to that too.
You did narrow it down pretty well. But it sounds like a real conspiracy theory, right?
Well, it is now. It is. It's 100% now. I'm going to repeat that over and over again. Yeah, that's great. Jeff, I've got a couple more funnish conspiracy
Please tell me. I'm so into this. And honestly, this is the point where let us know your favorite conspiracy theories in the comments.
100%.
But Josh, give me a couple of your honorable mentions.
One of the ones that I think is kind of cool is the phantom time conspiracy theory.
I know about
this. This says, for reasons that aren't totally clear, the entire Charlemagne period of history from 300 years, from about 680 to 980, were just added in the early Middle Ages for no particular reason, but that was just added to throw our calendars off. It doesn't make any sense. It's not real. There's no support behind it. It was made up in the 1990s, and it just kind of persists out there. It sounds like something somebody who wanted to manipulate and make their legacy larger would do back in the day.
There are moments in history, Josh, that I think are really fascinating when you try and view things through the lens of, oh, that person must have been a time traveler and gone back in time and predicted that accurately. You've seen Three-Body Problem, right?
Yes.
Okay, so in Three-Body Problem, the space aliens put a stop on our ability to advance our science. And it sounds wild until you think about the Dark Ages.
Yes.
Until you think about medieval times. And it's for 300-400 years, did we just not advance? Why was it all of a sudden the Renaissance became this period where we could advance? We just didn't move for hundreds of years. And then now, Sichuan Liu in his book sort of like tells us maybe there was a reason. Maybe aliens came in and stopped us from being able to advance. But it's like there are certain things that need explanations, and conspiracy theories come in and help us out with that. But why we stopped advancing in the Middle Ages boggles my mind to this day.
Well, there was this giant plague that wiped out,
Josh, you know what? Not looking for real answers here. Looking for conspiracy theories.
Sorry, Jeff. Well, then let me tell you my favorite conspiracy theory right now.
Do it. Lay it on me.
Birds aren't real.
Oh, sure. They're drones.
I love this one so much. And this was a joke conspiracy theory made up to kind of poke fun at conspiracy theories, but it's taken on a life of its own. And I love to propagate this one, to tell people that, these are all drones. How do you think we get all this great aerial footage? Obviously, it's the drones. I'll even tell people when I'm really trying to jerk their chain around that, don't you remember when we were kids and you could put your finger out and a bird would land on it?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
That was a lot of fun. Radio frequencies make sense to me. Wi-Fi does not. And the fact that we have Wi-Fi, the fact that we're able to send data through the air makes me think that we are in some sort of simulation. And microprocessors, which are essentially gates of ones and zeros, and they're so small that they can do billions of calculations a second, but it's essentially this size, makes no sense and is absolute proof that we're in some sort of simulation where things are just being like buffered for us. But modern computing is so beyond the realm of what I can believe in physics that it does make me believe we're in some sort of simulation.
Well, folks, thanks for journeying down conspiracy theories with Jeff and Josh.
And Josh, I have found a way out of the simulation, and I'm leaving on June 1st. I'm going to take this special medication that allows me to leave. If you want to come with me.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.